Collecting a Social Security benefit, be careful because it could affect your railroad retirement. Welcome everyone to another edition of the HIghball Advisors Railroad Retirement Whiteboard. My name is John McNamara of HIghball Advisors, and today, once again, we're going to bring up that topic of Social Security and railroad retirement, how they're intertwined, all right, because they're very, very, very close, and you got to be careful here when you start playing around with both of them, because you can run into some penalties and trouble when you start collecting from each agency. All right, so what we're talking about is just the Tier 1 portion of railroad retirement. That's the one that looks most like Social Security. Tier 2 is separate onto itself, so we don't need to worry about that, right? So Tier 1, just as a review, is 35 years of your Social Security, non-railroad years, and railroad years. That's how they start to come up with, hey, what's your Tier 1 number? Now, your Social Security number is just going to take in your non-railroad years, and that's the number that you're going to have. And it's 10 quarters qualifies you for Social Security. And like I said, Tier 2 is non-factor, it's just railroad years. All right, so Tier 1 approximates your Social Security benefit if railroad work were covered by Social Security. So what does that mean? Is they're just using the same formula, okay? So just imagine if there was never any railroad retirement and you still worked for the railroad, you would be under Social Security, and that would be the same formula that they would use to come up with Tier 1. For the most part, obviously there's a little bit of differences, but for this video, it's basically the same thing. Then finally, Tier 1 is reduced by the amount of any actual Social Security paid to prevent duplication, right? So the point here is, if you think you have a big Tier 1 number and there's Social Security is going to reduce that Tier 1 number, okay? So it's going to be a Social Security and a Tier 1. It all comes to the Railroad Retirement Board, but you're not going to get the Tier 1 number and Social Security, all right? So just that's important to understand on how that's calculated. All right, so note, Social Security law limits payment to the higher of any 2 or more benefits payable to the individual. Very, very important, right? So that's kind of that whole double dipping type thing. So if you're entitled to Social Security or entitled to railroad retirement, you don't get both. Or it could be something where, maybe you had a spouse annuity, and then unfortunately your spouse passed away. Now you're entitled to a survivor annuity, and you think you're going to get a survivor annuity and a spouse annuity. That doesn't happen. Or it could be something where, hey, I can claim Social Security on my own and still have the spouse annuity also. It doesn't work like that. Whatever the highest single one is what you get. All right, so like I said, Tier 1 is reduced by any Social Security benefit, okay? So I've mentioned that already. And then warning, notify the Railroad Retirement Board when filing for Social Security. So this is really benefits. So this is really important. So if you're, especially spouses or widows, and you say, oh, I'm going to collect my Social Security. I had a career, I'll go collect my Social Security. Yeah, well, you're also entitled to a spousal annuity and railroad retirement. So just collect if you think you have Social Security, just always go through the Railroad Retirement Board, let them know what you're going to do. Say, hey, I have a Social Security benefit coming my way, but you obviously might also have a spousal annuity. So if you're entitled to some sort of railroad retirement compensation, always go to the Railroad Retirement Board. See, and this is what happens. An overpayment occurs when Social Security pays without the RRB knowing it. So once again, okay, might be somebody, specifically a spouse, that claims their own Social Security, and then the Railroad Retirement Board doesn't know, pays out the spousal annuity, okay, and now you're collecting your Social Security benefit and the spousal Tier 1 portion. That's an overpayment, and that's where trouble comes in, all right? So it happens most with spouses and widow or widowers most frequently. That's where the trouble runs into there. So always notify the Railroad Retirement Board, because the issue is there is no real-time data transfer like, oh, I see that you claim Social Security. Railroad Retirement Board knows instantaneously like that. No, it takes a while. It's going to take a few months to catch up. And the next thing you do is then you're going to get a letter, because they're going to catch up with you, and they're going to say, oh, we've been paying you 8 months of railroad retirement spousal annuity, please send back a check for $42,000 with interest and penalties. And you're like, this sucks. So always notify the Railroad Retirement Board. All right, so I hope you found this video helpful. Reach out to me if you're at or near railroad retirement. We can go through some of these claiming issues, right? That's very important stuff. Click on the notification bell to get the latest video. Share this video because this is a lot of challenge for a lot of people. And until next time, everyone, please stay safe, stay on track, and take care. So long, everybody. Bye.